Yeah, that's gonna be one of those things where you have to try and guess the song that I was turning up to just a second ago. But, anyways, welcome everybody to this is the first video that I posted for my birthday or because of my birthday in a while. I used to do like birthday vlogs. I haven't really done that in like 5 years now. I don't know, man. I don't know what's good. 5 or 6 years, one of the two. I think I was 15 when I did my last birthday vlog. But I mean, this obviously isn't a vlog. This is a sit down talk. You know what I mean? First video like this that I have done in a while also. Yeah, if you are like new to the channel, you have like no incentive to want to watch this. I don't know why, man. I mean, you can if you want to, feel free, make yourself comfortable if you want, but this is going to be for like, just to have up on my channel. So, yeah, it's currently 12:09 and I'm 20 years old now, man. It's kind of crazy to think about. I think my mom said to me one time when I was telling her about driving or some shit that I was and wasn't allowed to do. She was like, "What's the difference between the night before you turn 18 and the day that you turn 18? Like nothing has changed. Like your brain, you physically, like literally nothing changed." I was like, "Yeah, ma, but that's the law. Like I can now do this set of things because I'm 18 now, and I couldn't do them even though it's literally only a day." I mean that's how birthdays work, right? Like nothing changes between the age of 20 and 21, the day before you turn 21 and the day that you do turn 21. But I mean, you're not allowed to drink on one of those days and you are the other, so it's literally just the law. It's just how these things work, man. But yeah, I have a list of questions that I wanted to answer. How does it feel? I'm definitely ahead of my age mentally, and so I felt like I was 20 ever since I was like late 17, 18 years old, and I've looked like I was 20 ever since I was 16. So I don't know. Again, like I was saying earlier, nothing really changed physically. I've always felt, mature. Right now I feel like I'm like 23 in the brain. I don't know the difference between 23 and 20 mentally. I mean, you go through some things in between that time, obviously. So, but yeah, to like a 30-year-old, that's sort of negligible. Or like a 35, 40-year-old, they're going to be like 20, 23. What's the difference? And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is that if there's one out of the several things that I want to point out that I learned throughout my 20 years of being here, man, adults can be pretty condescending creatures. Like, dude, especially when they put no charisma or no charm, no flavor into telling you how young and inexperienced in life you are, it's like, oh, I don't expect you to understand this because you're X years old, because you're like, come on, bro. Like if you really didn't expect me to understand it, there'd be no reason to preface what you're going to say with "I wouldn't expect you to understand." Just tell me what you don't expect me to understand so I can learn. Like, come on, bro. And that's definitely something that I'm gonna work on when I am much older and have like children or like nieces and shit. Like I'm gonna try my very best to be the adult, but not condescending. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between, oh man, it gets harder when you get older. When I was a kid, I wish that I could be an adult, but now that I'm an adult, I wish that I were a kid. Like there's a difference between saying that and, man, you don't, just you wait. You're going through nothing right now. Like, it only gets worse. Whatever you think you're going through is nothing compared. Like, that doesn't. I mean, it's true, but like, come on, bro. I don't know how many adults like put it like that. Like, don't be mad at me because you didn't do what you had to do to be financially comfortable with your life. I mean, that's nobody's fault but yours. I mean, of course, there's external factors that could play into it, but like, there's no reason to have like resentment or anything. Like, not even crazy. I wouldn't call it resentment even, but it's just a little bit. Like you can sense it like just a little bit. So yeah, that's something I picked up on along the way. But yeah, anyways, I don't say any of that to say that I'm not young, I'm not inexperienced in many regards or many aspects of life. There's definitely a lot that I want to learn and go through. There's some things that I don't want to learn and go through. But yeah, I'm kind of in that in between phase now, especially because of my level of maturity. I feel like I've gone through a lot of things to where I can connect with people my age, people a little bit younger than me, and people that are older than me. Like sometimes in the function, I'll be hanging out with the adults. You know what I'm saying? I got pictures of me like playing spades with the adults. Adult like there's a certain level of like jokes that adults make. You know what I'm saying? Like there's they find just about anything funny, or it's like a very dry sense of humor. And with kids, it's like you actually have to put an energy into what you're doing. You have to be like a little more charismatic. So people that are around me know that I'm like I can kind of connect with both kinds of people. And sometimes I prefer to be with the adults, and sometimes when them jokes get too corny, I'm with the children. You know what I mean? Like, y'all should know how I feel about stand up comedy. That shit is like you got to be depressed to find that shit funny. I mean, like Dave Chappelle makes some funny jokes sometimes. Bill Burr, everybody else, bro. If you're racist and you know it, clap your hands. Somebody in the crowd claps their hands. He was like, what? Everybody started laughing. I'm sitting there like, I just hope, I'm getting older. I hope that I don't reach a point in life where I'm just so depressed or that I've been through so much that I think corny shit is funny, because adults definitely think like the most corny shit is funny as hell. Not to say that I won't find certain things funny, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, a joke that a kid might not find funny but an adult would is like I saw this video one time. There's like a mom and a dad with kids sitting all together, and then the mom was like, raising kids is like taking a walk through a park, and then the dad's like, in hell. Like, that's funny, but would I go like, would I lose my fucking mind over it? No. Like, I just hope I don't reach the point where that like genuinely makes me laugh, and right now I just find like the dumbest shit funny. So I don't know. Hopefully, I keep my sense of humor, and it doesn't become like contingent on struggle. Yeah, and so right now, I guess I'll talk about where I'm at in life. Right now, I'm not really going out at all. Like I'm in college. You know what I mean? Like if this doesn't look like a college dorm, I don't know what does. I'm not doing any drugs, no alcohol. I stopped like having casual sex. I don't know, and it's weird because like now, like this age is the age where all of that is. You know what I'm saying? Like you're away from your parents. You want to be able to do all those things. You want to like run through girls. You want to be able to like drink and smoke, and like especially when like the chances of you getting away with it is close to 90%. Getting away with it without any consequences. I mean, this is the prime time. I mean, people all around me, literally all around me, they do crazy shit. But even when I'm surrounded by that, I just have to separate myself from it. I got to stay true to who I actually am, because I want to grow in a particular way. It's like I feel like I've already done everything that could potentially be appealing to like kids around my age range. And that's not to say that, everybody my age range engages in particular activities, but it's extremely common for instance, kids to want to sort of want to diverge from actual responsibility and whatnot, what their parents might want them to do. Right now, I'm just trying to grow, and it's kind of funny seeing the things that play out in my life. I remember I was just like I was having casual sex a lot, and then I'm like, I don't want to be with someone. I've noticed a shift in like how life sort of plays out. So when I wasn't really treating women um the way that, I mean, I wouldn't like mistreat women, but I wouldn't keep them around either. You know what I mean? I was like just very active. You know what I'm saying? Getting jiggy a lot. and I wouldn't treat them in a manner in which, like a good man, I suppose. It was just casual. It was like anybody who I was with, we're not there's no chance that we're having an actual relationship. And then I got into something that resembled one, and it was like really rough. And so at one point, midway through when I was 18, I was trying to assert some like self discipline in that regard. I wanted to turn into a better man, you know what I mean? Because that shit just started to eat away at my soul, honestly. It's like every time I'd have sex, it was not really fulfilling. It was, I don't know, it was just like draining almost. And it's like maybe if I could actually connect with the person I'm having sex with, it would be different. And so I try to, look for women in the right light. I start to change my approach. The goal is, the transition is to try to now keep one around, find someone who I actually like, who I'll be able to wake up every morning and ask myself, well, what can I do to make this person's life better? And I know all the grown people watching, they're like, man, that's wishful thinking, man. It takes a lot of work, bro. Trust me. I think I'm at that point where I want to put in the work, to connect with somebody on that level. And so I started thinking like that, sort of like that when I was, like I said, like 18 and a half. I would start rejecting girls, like it was just it was hard, but I had like rejected three girls back to back to back. It felt like I was on like this moral high ground, and I don't know, I kind of felt condescending, but at the same time I knew what I wanted, and I knew that that situation, it was kind of like a universal, like the universe's way to sort of tempt me back into, or like to test me to actually see if I wanted to um, engage in the lifestyle that I wanted to, instead of, sort of going back into what I was trying to get away from. And so I finally found someone, um, got heartbroken, and then the next person I find, I just got unlucky. It was just, they weren't available, and those two things happened back to back, and it was really rough for me emotionally. And so I think just the process of this transition taught me a lot, in terms of how to, like working on myself, going into relationships with the correct mindset. And I feel like that is one of the biggest ways in which I grew as a person. Just trying to engage in relationships the correct way, and being celibate, turning down situations where I know they're not going to lead to anything. Like here in college, oh my gosh, dude, it's crazy how many people that just want you, but not for like just casual. I don't feel like I can emotionally engage in anything just casual at this point in my life. And it's crazy how many, like, if you if that's something you want to do, I mean, college is like literally the place to do it. But the amount of women I turned down here, or not even turned down, but just, sort of avoided, because I knew that those situations would lead into something that I would not be comfortable in having. Um, but yeah, I feel like this entire journey has really grown my mindset. And so I think that's one of the most. I think that's definitely one of the most pivotal changes in my mindset. Definitely from ages 18, or yeah, ages 18 to now. Like since I was 18. Another thing is sort of, I don't know, taking care of people. I I say that sort of like in the form of a question, because I don't actually like care of, like, I don't have anybody that I'm like physically taking care of, but I've noticed that I've become a lot more generous, like making sure my friends are good, making sure the people in my life are good. Just doing little things like, I don't know. It just doesn't take a lot out of you to be. generous, compassionate, just to be, a good person. And that's definitely something that I've been trying to work on. Not even it's not as hard as like the avoiding sex thing until I find somebody that I actually want to keep around. It's not as hard as that. Being a good person is just like, be polite, be respectful, appreciate the people that are in your life. You could check up on them, call them, just show that they're appreciate, like, just let them know that you appreciate them. Like, when you have friends, tell your friends you love them. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with saying that. Making sure that you appreciate the people that are in your life. And I think I'm saying that because I had an acquaintance. I wouldn't even consider him a friend. He passed away really early, and that put, like, younger than what I am now. So it put everything into perspective. I'm like, damn, you could literally be gone at any moment, and that's, to me, that's crazy. There's no rhyme or reason as to, like, you could be a really good person, you could live a really good life, you could do great things for people and die. And then you could be like a shitty, awful human being. The world would be better without you, and live like you could live a very prolific life. There's no rhyme or reason when it comes to life and death. So, just make sure that whatever you are doing when you're here, you can look back at it and say, I'm proud of what I did. The people in my life know that I appreciate them, and it just doesn't take a lot. I feel like that's something that I've learned, and I feel like that's something that's important to me. And then the last thing that I have before I make a video for myself for when I'm 30, but you guys aren't going to see that until like 10 years from now. But the last question that I have for myself is, what are my goals? My goals in life, I'm going to school for veterinary science, but obviously that's not like the only goal I have. My goals in life is to have like 10 sources of income, to be extremely financially comfortable. I'll just conflate all those points with being extremely financially comfortable and being able to provide for the people who provided for me on my way to becoming extremely financially comfortable, and then for the people who come after me, whether it be my kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, cousins, kids, friends, children, like, just being able to provide for all the people that are coming after me, as well as the people who are in my life that came before me. That's my ultimate goal in life. That will make me the most fulfilled, I think. But then on an individual level, I mean, that kind of was individual, but I just kind of want to be the best version of myself that I can possibly be. Emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware. Obviously, everybody wants to be a good or everybody should want to be a good partner, a good addition in everybody's life. You got to realize that some people are in your life. Some people are like in your life temporarily. Some people are just like, I think they're referred to as sometimes people, or I mean, that saying that out loud doesn't really make sense, but like temporary people. Like, you have like temporary lovers, you have temporary friends. Those people you can not try to appeal to as much, but the people who are sticking around in your life, the people who aren't gonna leave you, uh, definitely being the best person, the best version of you, for not only you but also those people. That's my other ultimate goal. Once I finish up school, all 11 years, because what I want to get into, that's what it takes. I'll probably start martial arts again, probably do some cooking, probably go to culinary school. Just, getting a whole bunch of skills under my belt. It's just been a pleasure to be able to talk about, because I dedicate my YouTube to talking about my hobbies and just showing you guys where I'm at in terms of my, like, video game career, and then a little bit outside of that, but mainly just to share with you guys what I'm doing, just a walkthrough of my video game career. Obviously, if you've seen the channel, it's a very big part of my life. It's like one of my main forms of entertainment. So just being able to share what games I'm playing, my skill level in said games, it's been a pleasure to be able to do that. And hopefully life won't take away from my ability to continue to do that further down the line. Of course, there's something called adjusting and adapting to whatever life throws at you. So I don't think that life will take my ability to record videos away. Hopefully, hopefully. I don't think that's what's gonna happen. But and yeah, man. So 20 years old. Obviously, I'm still young. 20 is not old. It's not even all the way grown, but it's not little either. It's like we've been here for some time. All this shit that is here right now, my monitor, my PC, the Nintendo Switch, the microphone, all this shit, like we didn't grow up with this. I know, yeah, y'all grew up on cassette tapes and VHSs. I grew up on DVDs and I wouldn't even say, well, yeah, Blu-ray, sure. But yeah, I'll be damned if y'all think that I've never been inside like a Blockbuster video store or I've never worked a VHS tape, shit like that. Like, we're not that young, you know what I mean? Like, we definitely grew up with the binder with the laminated CDs, and you put all your CDs in the laminated pages, and you'd have to like wipe the CDs down. You get isopropyl alcohol and you rub your CDs down. You go, oh, bro, like we're not that young. And then people will throw out like, oh, do you know what Apple Jacks are? Excuse me, my nigga, huh? Boys to Men. You don't know nothing about Boys to Men, nigga. I don't listen to their music, but of course I know who the fuck bro. Oh my gosh, y'all be violating the amount of questions that you ask to try to gauge like what we do and don't remember, bro. There's no way. Like, remember when you had to plug in the yellow, red, and white cables into the back of your TV? Niggas act like I don't like I didn't own a Nintendo Wii and did that literally every single time I had to unplug the Wii and plug it back into the TV. Like we didn't grow up on cassette tapes because those shits are old as fuck. Okay? Just like what's his name? Russell Westbrook said, yeah, niggas are tripping.
What?
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna ask myself some questions for when I turn 30, and you'll see that video 10 years from now, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for 8 years. I can't believe I started this YouTube channel when I was 12. Hey, don't look at those videos. Nah. Actually, go look at those videos. I'll put the link to my first video in the description down below. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully we have a lot more years. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure to check out the links that are in the description of this video. And I will see you hopefully in another one.